Today is September 20th, 2024. My name is Charles Suter. Today I'm presenting part 4 of my series on how to overcome an addiction, which will focus on commitment. I have a flow diagram here, which I'll discuss in just one moment. But my main message is as follows. If people did what they know they should, there would be no addictions. The self-help process for overcoming addiction, which I'm presenting in this series, is intended to prepare you to withstand the discomfort of withdrawal, so you only have to do it once and then it's done. Now the process consists of 5 major steps as shown in the diagram. Step 1, motivation, is based on inaccurate information about addiction and dispelling the rationalizations that addicts normally cite to justify their addiction, basically to avoid the pain of withdrawal, and I'm going to give you some rational reasons to support change. Step 2, commitment, is developing a sufficiently high motivation to seriously commit to change based on personal high-level values. Step 3, belief. Belief and confidence that if you make the recommended preparations, followed up by a heartfelt effort, you will succeed. Step 4 is developing some supportive routines and healthy substitutions to replace the addictive behaviors, which will help you minimize the pain of withdrawal and help you handle the temptation to return to the addictive behaviors after withdrawal. Now, this will also include an elimination of all environmental triggers that have previously elicited your temptation. And then finally, step number 5, once you go cold turkey and abstain for 21 to 30 days, the discomfort of withdrawal will diminish to the point where you can handle any flare-up of temptation, such as this one. I'm just going to indulge one more time for old time's sake and to prove that I'm still in control. Never works. Now, my last presentation discussed step number 1, motivation. Also, information, to get you thinking about and building the desire to overcome your addiction. This presentation will focus on building your resolve to quit your addictive habits into a sufficiently strong commitment to do what you must do to become free of your addiction. Proposition 1. Now, commitment will depend upon attachment to your personal values. I'm going to list a couple of these. Safeguard your physical health, your fitness, and your longevity. Peace of mind and freedom from the slavery to physical urges and chemical dependency. Freedom to control one's life and independence from uncontrollable habits. Positive identity and self-image due to self-control and choices that you choose to do and what you choose not to do. And finally, healthy relationships that are not disrupted by the chaos of your addiction. Now, your addiction is impacting your life negatively no matter what illogical rationalizations you've been using to justify your continued chemical, adrenaline-fueled addiction. Now is the time to get serious about quitting and undertaking the uncomfortable withdrawal process that is required to break a chemical dependency. The rational justification for coming clean is found in your core values under the 3 main categories of physical, mental, and spiritual. Now, I've named just a few here, but you must choose the values that best resonate with you, so that when you choose to quit, it will be for the sake of your own chosen values and to create a better future for yourself. Proposition 2. There is a tool called cognitive therapy that will help you dispute your rationalizations, which are supporting your addictions. Now, a couple of these challenges or disputations of your rationalizations are: you have strength of character. You are bigger and deeper and stronger than you think you are, especially stronger than your addictions. Self-esteem. You have to remind yourself that you are good enough just as you are, and you're going to be even better without your addictions. And finally, you need to remind yourself that life is good, but it can get better if you get rid of your addictive behaviors that make it so hard to cope with reality. No addict wants to go through the painful withdrawal process. But you can make it less painful, not pain-free, but less uncomfortable when you prepare for it mentally, physically, and spiritually. Cognitive therapy will help you prepare mentally by offering rational challenges to your irrational justification for continuing your addiction, which will help you build the willpower to do what must be done to heal yourself from your affliction, basically, which is to quit. Now, when you get sick, you want to get healed to the symptoms you're suffering from. Now, overcoming addiction is the same as getting sick and wanting to get healed. To heal, you must follow your doctor's orders and take your medicine if you want to get well. Same logic applies to overcoming an addiction. Proposition 3. Advanced preparations support your readiness to undergo the withdrawal process. Physically, you'll want to build your personal physical fitness to tolerate the discomfort of withdrawal. Mentally, you want to build your will to do with a focus on your values and a desire for a better future. And spiritually, you want to pray to a higher power for the strength to overcome your addiction. Besides cognitive therapy, there are also preparations you can take physically and spiritually to help you handle the withdrawal process. The better your overall state of health and physical fitness, the less impactful the physical symptoms of withdrawal will have on you. Start by exercising to improve your muscle tone and endurance. The withdrawal process will tax you physically, so prepare for it physically. The logic also applies to spiritual preparation. Most people underestimate the power of the spiritual realm and fail to gain support in that dimension. Simple prayer works wonders. Ask your higher power for the strength of character to do what you must do to get clean and sober, so you can return to the purity of the life you were destined to live. Get prepared. Strengthen resolve on all three life dimensions, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Now, my main message is once you're committed to your goal of getting clean and sober, you're basically halfway there. If you want to overcome your addiction, you must find a process that you have faith and confidence will work for you. A process that you would be willing to follow to completion. The process of overcoming addiction offered in this series of presentations is one such process. If followed, you will be physically, mentally, and spiritually prepared to handle this discomfort of uncomfortable withdrawal process before you start. Fear of the withdrawal process is the primary reason people, and possibly yourself, remain hooked on their addiction. To overcome any addiction, you must follow a defined process, one step at a time, until you reach the final step, whereupon you have developed sufficient physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual resolve to do what has to be done, which is the readiness and willingness and commitment to abandon the behaviors to which your behavior is dependent. Now, the next three presentations will take you through the next three steps of the process for overcoming your addiction to reach abstinence, which is the light at the end of the tunnel for you. So stay tuned. That's all for now. Remember to stay positive. You'll be happier, healthier, and live longer.